All right, look live, Jarvis. It's playtime.
Hello, folks. It is Friday night. It is 8 o'clock, which means one thing. It is time for Wrestling Gold Friday night. So let's click the intro open, or let's click the intro and let's have some fun. If I can find the words. Come on, man. What the hell's going on with me? Let's go.
What do you want to talk about?
Wrestling! And here!
Why?
It's wrestling.
It's wrestling!
Why? Why?
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Why not? Why not?
It's fake.
Fake? What the hell are you talking about? Fake? It's not fake.
Fake.
Wrestling's not fake!
Okay, wrestling.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Ronald Ray here, your boy with a cornbread accent. Welcome you to this week's Wrestling Gold Friday night. Yes, where we talk about the good old days of professional wrestling, back when wrestling was wrestling and wrestling was real, because damn it, it is still real to us. How is everybody doing this evening? Do I have an echo? Hold on a second. Okay, making sure nothing too echoey or anything like that going on this evening. So if you're in the chat, what's up, Joe? Can you oh gosh, I am tired as fudge too. Sorry, I'm trying to keep it PG-13 or 14 or NC-17. Anyway, one of those things. I'll say those F-bombs later. I'm pretty sure I will, but let's do it up. You're tired. I'm tired. It is Friday night, so it is time to open up a cold one here. Give a toast to all those hard-working men and women who did the grind during the week and who are doing the grind this weekend, like Joe King here. Joe's actually got to work tomorrow night. That sucks, buddy. I came that close to having to work tomorrow. Thank goodness the superintendent did not want to work tomorrow. But anyway, cheers, folks. Oh, yeah.
Business might pick up here.
Yes, sir, it is. Yeah, I'm probably going to, if I start coughing a little bit, please excuse me. I do got a mute. I think that's a mute. Okay, yeah. I can't hear myself. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Oh, can y'all hear me now? How about now? Can y'all hear me now? Because I think I got a mute button on this thing. All right, cool. Yeah, like I said, I think I got a mute button here. Okay, I'm going to press the mute button right now. Sorry, I should already figured this out a long time ago, but I'm going to click what I think's the mute button now. So I'm going to click it right now. Now I'm talking. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me as I'm talking? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, mute button's off. Well, what I think. Oh, so you can still hear me? Okay. That must not be the mute button. Is that the mute button? Okay. I have. Okay, let's see. Can y'all hear me now? Right there, so we'll figure it out. But anyway, if If I'll try to figure some way if I start. I don't really have a cough. I'm not really sick, obviously. It's just the freaking allergies are starting to get to me. Uh, when I went to the store the other day, they didn't have no Zyrtec, so I took Claritin. Claritin wasn't working that well. It would work, but not too well. And I was having, drink a lot of fluids and all that good stuff. But yeah, I'm pretty tired too. I was actually thinking about this weekend. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of let it out there. I gotta look on the calendar first. It's gonna be it's gonna be a few weeks away. But I guess I should look on my phone. But anyway, the Friday of Memorial Day weekend, I'm probably not gonna have a Wrestling Gold Friday night live stream. I might just go home and chill out for 3 days. Because if there's any graders out there, you might understand. If you are out there, hit me up, tell me you're out there, say hello, and all that good stuff. But I say between end of October maybe to March. March you might have a little bit of free time there. April is kind of crappy because they don't say April showers bring May flowers because it sounded cute. It just freaking rains a lot. Usually rains a lot in April. But with that being said, there's a lot of bad. I mean, not only does it rain during those months, it is cold and it's hard. It's very difficult when it's cold outside to dry soil for grading. So if it rains a couple of days, or if it rains in one day, it can totally screw up a good few days. Not like when it's let's say like this week. This week wasn't too bad. The material was wet, what we're using, but they had like a little tiller behind a tractor kind of running around it, trying to help it dry out, but which it did. And of course, this weather did help. It was a little windy and the sun was out, pretty warm, so it did help. Things are getting stabilized now. This hopefully, if it does rain Sunday, it won't rain too bad. But yes, speaking of that, if I am live in living color, the chat's wide open. So if you're joining me live, hit me up the chats, share your memories. We're gonna watch some NWA from April 5th, 1986 as our watch along. We don't have too many things to point out on the history, which I'll probably find something and talk about for a while. But anyway, so we'll have that for the watch along. So yeah, any memories of that or any memories of anything I bring up this evening, let me know in the chat. If you're out there live, if you're not out there live, hey, feel free to comment and share some memories, as well as or just be friendly and say hello. Let me know you're out there having fun, especially if you're having fun, because that's what this is all about: hanging out, talking about Friday nights, talking about classic wrestling. So let's get to it. I think I talked enough. Where's my notes at? I swear, I'm going to fire that producer. But you get what you pay for. Anyway, here we go. Of course, today is April 3rd, 2026. And on this day in 1972, JWA breaks a contract with Nippon TV, letting Net Television broadcast a match involving Giant Baba. The contract has said that Net could not broadcast any of Baba's matches on Nippon TV, could not broadcast any Antonio Inoki's matches. So there was a breach of contract there, and Japan. So in Japan, you had New Japan, All Japan, and except for both those companies been around for decades, years, and still going on. And they were kind of equivalent to the you can almost equivalent that to the WCW, WWF feud, or maybe Jim Crockett, NWA to the in the 80s with the WWF or WWE. More likely, people can people of this generation are probably more relatable if you say WCW and WWF/WWE. But these two companies been going on strong. Even when Americans go to Japan, usually say Inoki signs a wrestler, usually that American wrestler stays loyal to Inoki unless sometimes things happen. I think Bruiser Brody kind of broke that one time. Giant Baba, I don't know the entire story, so if you know the entire story, hit me up. But I think Brody started working for Inoki first, and basically Baba offered him more money, so he jumped from Inoki to Baba. Inoki was New Japan, Baba was All Japan. So there's my little tidbit of information that I know about pro wrestling in Japan. On this day in 1980, Tony Inoki, speaking of which, pinned Stan Hansen to win the NWF title. Okay, making sure. Okay. Making sure no emergency text messages or anything like that. All right, on this date in 1981, EMLL holds its 25th anniversary show for Arena Mexico in Mexico City. Ringo Mendoza defeated Sangre Chicana to win the NWA World Middleweight title. On this date in 1993, Johnny Hotbody and Chris Candido, 2/3 of the Suicide Blondes, defeated Tony Stetson and Larry Winters to win the ECW Tag Team Championship. On the same card, Don Morocco pinned the Sandman. Yes, the Sandman was supposed to be a surfer type gimmick when he first came out. He actually wrestled in Memphis for a little bit, using basically wore a wetsuit, carried around a surfboard and all that. It wasn't the Sandman that became popular. The cigarette smoking, beer drinking, coming out to Enter Sandman by Metallica, crushing a beer can after he chugged it in front of everybody while walking in the rain, smoking a cigarette. That's the Sandman we, I guess, grew to know and love, not the surfer Sandman. On this day in 1995, in Memphis, Tennessee, at the Mid-South Coliseum, primetime Brian Lee defeated Brian Christopher for the USWA Championship. Also on the same card, Razor Ramon, Scott Hall himself, pinned Bill Dundee to win the USWA Unified World Championship. Yes, this is when Memphis was doing the, I guess, the Vince invasion or something like that. They were sending wrestlers to Memphis to wrestle the Mid-South Coliseum. Kind of had like a working relationship, developmental type thing going. That's the reason at that time you'll see like the Truth Commission. They were there. Men on a Mission was there for a bit. Owen Hart made appearances, as well as Bret Hart, Vince McMahon himself, Lex Luger. Basically, all the stars kind of went down to Memphis. I think they kind of helped pop the territory a little bit, and to kind of develop a developmental relationship at the time. The big thing came out of that was that's how basically Jerry Lawler and Jeff Jarrett became WWF superstars. Jerry Lawler started doing the commentary, being a heel, feuding with Bret Hart over the King of the Ring thing. Then Jeff Jarrett came over, became the singing cowboy, double J, J E, double F, J A, double R E, double T. Jeff Jarrett, not only the world's greatest wrestler, but also the world's greatest singer. Long as he had Road Dogg singing for him, because his singing was not that good. And last but not least, see, told you today's history was a little short. On this date, 1999, ECW SummerSlam 99 took place in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania at the ECW Arena, drawing 1,200 people. Jerry Lynn pinned Yoshihiro Tajiri. Nova and Chris Cherry defeated Rod Price and Skull Von Crush. Super Crazy pinned Moscow de la Mercedes. Taka Michinoku defeated Papachulo. ECW television champion Rob Van Dam defeated Too Cold Scorpio. ECW World Champion Taz defeated Chris Candido. Shane Douglas defeated Justin Credible. Mustafa and the Dudley Boys. Mustafa, of course, was a member of the Gangstas. Turned against New Jack and started doing six-mans with the Dudleys. They defeated New Jack, Axel Rotten, and Balls Mahoney in a steel cage match. Of course, Balls Mahoney was Boo Bradley and Smoky Mountain. And that does it for this week's this week and wrestling history. See, not too much there. Didn't take long at all. Trying to see. I don't think I've seen SummerSlam. I might have seen that one on VHS, but nothing really hit. Rings a bell. I know Shane Douglas had turned babyface for a little bit, aligned himself with Tommy Dreamer, and feuded with Justin Credible and Lance Storm. I think they had a pay-per-view match, but Shane Douglas was gone soon after this. He wound up going to WCW. I think it was soon after this. I guess Shane Douglas left for Taz. And of course, unfortunately, man, I think one of the things that hit ECW hard is when Rob Van Dam broke his leg as they just got the TNN contract to have their TV on TNN. ECW on TNN. That might be a trivia question one day. What wrestling promotion first appeared on TNN, which became Spike? Or here's one. Chat. Go ahead, see if you answer this. What promotion did not appear on TNN? ECW, WWF, or WCW? There we go. That's an easy question. Easy. That's just so softball. That's a question everybody should be able to answer. There you go. Ding, ding. See? Told you it was an easy question. Ooh. Better than Modelo. I wind up having to throw that crap in the trash. That stuff was nasty. All right. Let's see. Don't really be moving this quickly, but I am. Anyway, I guess nobody has any memories, anything like that they want to share. Guess we'll go to the watch along. Is everybody ready for a watch along? Oh yeah, be kind of oh shoot. Yeah, I mean most of my yeah, USWA was I mean oh crap, I think at that time I was not able to see USWA Memphis. I think Superstars Wrestling had ended, or I was too busy being a rambunctious teenager. All right, let's take a quick commercial break, and then we'll watch some NWA Worldwide Wrestling from 1986. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Ronald Ray here, your boy with a cornbread accent. If you made it this far in the video, you're having fun. You folks know what to do. Everybody says this, so let's go through the whole routine. If you enjoy it, click on that like button. Also, leave me a comment. Give me your opinions on anything I talk about tonight. Ask questions, or just drop a friendly hello. That's always cool as well. Also, if you enjoy listening to a fan, just like you folks at home, talk about the sport of professional wrestling, be a champ, click on that subscribe button. Now, back to our program. All right. Yep, I did wind up forgetting something, didn't I? It's like, what the hell do we know what we're watching? So yeah, this is episode 95 this week. 5 more and it'll make 100 episodes. Yeah, with the Stormer little reference there of what we're watching. So everybody kind of be queued up in what era we are in here. And just to put this out there, I do not know how some people are able to do it. I did come across one YouTube channel, and somehow I must have pressed something and didn't realize it. And I seen what they were making. I mean, they weren't making a killing or anything like that. Yeah, they weren't making a killing or anything like that. It's just, they were making some. I think for that month they were making a little over $400, $420. I'm not going to give the name out there because screw it. I ain't here to play police. That ain't my bag. So I guess one of these days I'll try to figure out. I guess I can show it, but it'll be scrambled. Maybe. But let's see here. But in the meantime, this will have to work. So if you're joining me in the chat, there's the link. Joe says, I'm already geared up. I'm ready to fucking go. I got a goddamn work tomorrow. See, I told you I'd be dropping some cuss words. Actually, what was it? I got the age restricted thing on one of my videos because I do clip some videos in shorts. So it was actually a short video. It was talking about how Jungle Boy became the became the national champion. I said, whoop-de fucking do. And I guess the website I'm using to help me, or basically I just put it on there and they clip it. So I shared it and I got, not even like 10 minutes maybe. I got emails, so I got age restricted because I said whoop-de fucking do. It was on the short, I guess. It wasn't. I guess it was right in the beginning of the video, so I couldn't really. I guess shorts they'll have to really tame what people say and all that good stuff. So anyway, without that being said, let's hit it. And I was on one. I seen one channel one time. I'll see if I can email the guy. See if some way, cause he was showing Southeastern Wrestling, doing a watch along, and it was on the screen and everything. And I guess cause he paused it so many times, I don't know. And I'm not sure if he's probably monetized anyway. So I guess he'll once you're monetized, I guess you yeah, which I mean, like I said, I'm not going to turn nobody in. But they do have basically professional people who work at YouTube, or there's a program they have. If it kind of, that's what like some of my old intros, or not the old one, not the old ones, not my first ones, but the ones that I kind of showed like raw highlights and stuff like that. I speeded it up a little bit, and then I made the screen fuzzy and everything, and that kind of throws the signal off, the algorithm off. And then, of course, then they finally caught up to me, or somebody must have told on me. So that's the reason I kind of switched. I kind of switched up my intros for the Raw AEW spot show. I dealt with that as well. Now the footage I kind of like the footage that's shown on the intro of this show. It's black and white, fuzzy, and all that. I'm not going to say what promotion. It's not from a WWE owned library. Let's just say that. But I guess that's how some people are actually able to get away with it. But oh well. Anyway, let's watch some wrestling now. If everybody's ready, going to count it down in 5, 4, 3, 2. Yes, I can't do 3 like that. That's the reason I got to do it like that. 3, 2, 1. Press play now. All right, what we got here? We got the groovy music going on. And yes, when I was when I watched this as a kid, Channel 21 in Greenville, I think it was. I don't know what the call letters were, but they, yes, definitely still had this music. There's a bull, daddy. Tony Schiavone and David Crockett. See, during this time in Tony Schiavone's career, before he went to WWF, I thought he was a pretty good play-by-play guy. Now it just sounds like I think he reached, it almost sounds like he reached F it in AEW. Yeah, when Tony was tolerable. I don't know. This seems like, I mean, if you watch Dynamite this past week, um, they did the like pyro as he's trying to announce that they're about to have the contract signed, and they hit Chris Jericho's music. When they finally pan back to the announcers table, and that was, what kind of camera work is this, asshole? But anyway, but anyway, it might have been somebody else edited their own way. Anyway, uh, so basically, when they pan to the camera and Excalibur, which is untolerable as well. Nigel McGuinness, which is cool. He's a good color commentator, play-by-play guy. But Tony Schiavone just had this growl on his face, like he really wasn't happy about that whatsoever. But he kind of choked it up. It's like, yeah, it's good to have Chris Jericho back. I mean, that seemed like so forced. So forced. And there's Shaska Watley. That was Pistol Pez Watley, but hey, he turned against Jimmy Valiant. And awesome. They got the real music in it. I really hate it when people share these videos and they have that, they rip it from the WWE network and they have that generic stuff, but this one has the original music. Jimmy Garvin coming out the Sharp Dressed Man. There's Precious pissing everybody off with the air freshener spray, Lysol spray. But yeah, Shaska had turned against Jimmy Valiant, or Pistol Pez turned against Jimmy Valiant, then renamed himself Shaska Watley. Every girl crazy about the Sharp Dressed Man. Yes, like I said before, just about, except for maybe the Fantastics, just about every heel came out to ZZ Top's Sharp Dressed Man. So I guess he was having a little bit of knee problems at this time. He got the knee brace on. I say it's so cool to watch stuff like this. I mean, because you listen to the fans, and I've mentioned it, before lots of times. Oh, he's making quick work. Here he goes, brainbuster. It is over. Elementary, but just a natural cheers and chants from the crowd, not some BS chant, no piped in chants or anything like that. Just and organic cheers and boos and stuff like that. The man that has his number, the man with the hands of stone, Ron Garvin. He's also legitimately, I don't have the bullshit meter up. He knows how to fly a plane. Apparently, there's a story that I think it was Tim Horner. I think Tim Horner told a story. What he said, Ron Garvin wasn't a religious guy. So I think one of the engines were out. So him and Brad was kind of scared, thought that it was about to crash. So they're in the back praying and stuff like that. And Ron Garvin turned back and said, "Hey, if you're praying for something, could you pray for my repeller there to work or something like that?" But apparently, apparently it worked because the engine got back on and they landed safely. Yeah, the Crockett area right there always had, great crowd noise and stuff like that. So yeah, he's prompting the first annual Jim Crockett Senior Memorial Cup Tag Team Tournament for $1 million and a big ass trophy. Here we go. We got to do the promos now. Here's the towns we're coming to. Gosh, I mean, the only thing we got close to it right now, there's a promotion in Georgia called One Fall Wrestling, and they pretty much every weekend in some town, usually it's on like at least once a weekend. Uh, Usually on a Friday. Unfortunately, they did have a show last week in Jefferson, Georgia, which they did a pretty good show, very kid friendly and stuff like that. So if you're in Georgia, you see a poster of One Fall Wrestling in your town, check it out. But a lot of places. I mean, this one was at the middle school or something like that. So you had a pretty good crowd and everything else. But a lot of shows they have in breweries and stuff like that, which they still have kids able to come in and everything. Another good promotion. I mean, Southern Fry is good too, but they run once or twice a month in the same building. But it's always cool to sit there and watch this and see all the places they're going to, especially the Saturday night show. They'll show how all these places are going to, then advertise the Omni in Atlanta, especially like Georgia Championship Wrestling. I was watching an old program of that one day, and they was saying, "Yeah, we're coming to Athens, Georgia." It's like, oh crap, missed out on that one. But yeah, I was born 10 years too fucking late. Man, that right there. I mean, look at that dude. Great shape, great look about him, great mustache. And that he is probably the biggest what if right there. If you had a Mount Rushmore of what ifs in wrestling, he would be somewhere on it. If you had top five, his story would be somewhere on it. Oh, there's Ivan Koloff against. Oh, this is just highlights. But yeah, I mean, if Magnum didn't have that car accident, he would definitely been. I mean, supposedly Starcade '86 mentioned before, he was going to win the NWA World Heavyweight title. Yeah, got yeah. Yes, yeah. When WCW did Saturday night tapings and center stage, could get like free tickets. What we got here? We got Ron Garvin against. Yeah, this little peon. I'm sorry. He's gonna get slapped around. He's gonna get stretched. Gotta feel sorry for some of these enhancement talents at that time. Oh, Tommy Young. Yes, that is famed referee Tommy Young. Oh, there's a backdrop. Is he ready? Yep. Hey, it's time to knock this fool out. Bam. So Ron Garvin is storyline Jimmy Garvin's brother that got revealed later on. But I think Ron Garvin was actually married or dating Jimmy Garvin's mother. So that's kind of how he sort of broke into wrestling a little bit. Oh, by the way, another shooting review I highly recommend, Tully Blanchard's. If anything, it's pretty entertaining. Tells some pretty good stories and his insight and stuff like that. So it's also available on YouTube somewhere. And at this time, he is a national champion, member of the Four Horsemen, managed by J.J. freaking Dillon. Okay, so he was, married to Jimmy Garvin's mother. So technically, Jimmy Garvin is Ron Garvin's stepson. Hector Guerrero. Oh, Hector Guerrero. They put a mask on him, called him Lasertron. I think a year from this. So if I'm mistaken, I just had to look up his name because when they wrestling in Southern Championship Wrestling from Georgia, they were Joe and Hoss Deaton. But I think that's David Deaton, who was a Thunderfoot with his brother Joel Deaton. Oh, there we go, Vernon Deaton. And everybody talks about, yes, Eddie was great, but man, Hector was good, Chavo Sr. was good. And you really didn't see it how good Hector was in Crockett Promotions at this time because he was a babyface, so he would do those normal babyface type promos, sometimes in Spanish. But when I first seen him as a heel in Memphis, that was the first time I seen him as a heel. Good gosh, he was entertaining as hell. That's it. 1, 2, 3. Oh yes, he was also the gobbledygooker. Poor guy. Poor guy was a gobbledygooker. Oh, Misty Blue. She was the NWA United States Women's Champion. Undercover hillbilly. Sucker! Yeah, this is this is before the Japtones. Japtones, I think, were, I want to say, late '87, early '88. They were still doing the studios, but this is when Pez first turned against um, Jimmy Valiant and joined his army. Obviously, you can tell because Shaka has hair. He would actually lose the hair later on. But oh wow, let's go buy a mobile home. Yeah, you ain't doing that. Not even a mobile home these days. But anyway, I mean, if you count the mobile home plus land, yeah. But anyway, yeah. The job. I think Paul Jones had left. I think he was about to start or started South Atlantic Pro Wrestling, or either that or he was already kind of saddled with the powers of pain, Barbarian Warlord, and Ivan Koloff, and they needed Shaska something else to do, so they brought in Tiger Conway Jr. $1 million in the cup. What? No. Come on now. Did they skip the Wahoo match? Mother effer. And we gotta sit there and see Yeah, SAS races towards engines. So yes, Mark Harmon was kind of popular at this time. Trying to remember what show he was on before NC. Oh yeah, Saint Elsewhere. That's where I think that's where he was kind of got discovered and look how freaking Jack freaking Nikita was at this time. Yeah, that might have been what whoever shared this one probably wasn't a fan of Wahoo and was a bigger fan of Ron Garvin. Which, tell you the truth, if I was a enhancement talent back in those days, and I looked on that piece of paper and I seen Ron Garvin or Wahoo McDaniel, I'd be like, oh, this. I'll be like, oh, my chest is going to get lit up because they both them folks can throw some chops. Yeah, he was probably in his best shape. I mean, he's like kind of fresh from the Ed Sharkey school and being kind of like a big gym rat. Because you got to think, yeah, he was part of that Minnesota thing going on at that time where, the Road Warriors, Nikita, Scott Norton, John Nord, Barry Darso, or you had all these guys, guys who worked out in or worked out in this Gold's Gym and were bouncers at a bar called, whatever Ed Sharkey's bar was called. Grandma Bees or something like that. What?
Hard-hitting Baltimore Orioles are back this year on TV 22. Monday is opening day, and you can be there as the Orioles come out of spring training and break the ice with the Cleveland Indians. Don't miss the Orioles led by sluggers Eddie Murray and Cal Ripken as they begin their quest for the World Series. It's opening day Monday, April 7th at 2 p.m. right here on TV 22, your choice for Orioles baseball.
Here's the Chief Wahoo McDaniel. You know, Dave, it's good to be back, and I'm here with a purpose. A long time ago, I asked Dusty Rhodes to help me. A man dropped everything and came. The man asked me to help him. Didn't exactly drop everything, but I finished up ends, and I'm back here to help Dusty, and I'm back where I belong, right here in the Mid-Atlantic area, because, this is my home, and it's going to be my home. There's a lot of people sticking their nose in my business. There's a lot of people that saying they want to fight the legend. Well, a legend is somebody that does a lot of great things. I'm not saying I've done a lot of great things, but I've done a lot of things. And I want to tell you one, Jimmy Garvin, don't send that little girl out here to do your work. If you want me, I dropped a lot of things. It cost me a lot of money. But I'm here, and Jimmy Garvin, I'm going to tell you one thing. Nothing will make me happier to get you in that ring. All right, let's go to the ring now.
Oh, here he comes. Shaska Watley with Paul Jones. Looks like he's taking on Rocky King. Again, if you're going to put a top 10 list or top 5 Mount Rushmore of enhancement guys, you got to put Rocky King on there. I think, yeah. And Rocky King always looked like he kept in pretty good shape too. And actually, I think later on, would do like, slap the crap out of him. Why you want to do that, man? Come on. Because they were friends, man. Rocky King, Pistol Pez. Yes, I do have a shooting review. It's pretty good. Turn around there, Footlocker. You're missing a good match. Oh, it's Tommy Young. Tommy Young. Come here, Tommy Young. But yes, I do have a shooting review. It was pretty good. I can't remember. It's been a while since I watched it. Oh, there's that That movie I always thought looked pretty cool. I think Rocky King actually passed away a few years ago as well. Probably more than a few years ago. Yeah, he passed away in 2022.
Once again, a reminder the best in wrestling is the NWA, and the NWA returns to Fayetteville at the Cumberland County Memorial Arena. Monday, April 7th, the starting time of 8 o'clock. On this great card, the World TV Champion Arn Anderson, the one, the only gorgeous Jimmy Garvin with Precious, Ivan and Nikita Koloff, Baron Von Raschke, the Raging Bull Manny Fernandez, Chief Wahoo McDaniel. Turns back to Fayetteville, US Heavyweight Champion Magnum TA, the Road Warriors with Precious Paul Ellering, and many others. It's Monday, April the 7th, with a starting time of 8 o'clock. The NWA, the Major League of Professional Wrestling, returns to Fayetteville. At the Norton Arena, Wednesday, April the 9th at 8:15, a super card of the NWA. At the Norton Arena, you will see these great matches. Sam Houston takes on Pez Watley with Paul Jones. Girl wrestlers on the card is Misty Blue, who's up against Linda Dallas. Denny Brown goes up against gorgeous Jimmy Garvin.
Oh, Danny Brown. Uptown Danny Brown. Downtown Danny Brown, excuse me. During this time, I think he was still the NWA World Junior Heavyweight Champion. Kept that championship for a while on two or three different occasions, I do believe. And that is the original big gold belt. God damn. Yep, definitely a legend. Unfortunately, he's doing everything he can to kind of put a bad memory in people's heads about himself. Oh yeah, that's right. He was feuding Ricky Morton at the time, and from what I hear, I think they would actually consider putting a belt on Ricky Morton for a short time. And I think they was going to fire Robert Gibson, split up the Rock and Roll Express. Not sure how true that is, but And that robe right there was made by Olivia Walker, Wrestling 2's wife. Yep. Magnum T. Just the fact that, when he was banged up in that car accident and supposedly he was getting on with a nurse or something like that. That's Hall of Fame right there. Uh Guy in the ring he's wrestling is Tony Zane. Bye bye Tony Zane. He was Mr. Atlanta in the Southern Championship Wrestling from Georgia and Georgia All Star. But it doesn't matter. Magnum was another one of these guys. I'm not getting paid by the hour here. And this was that's textbook belly to belly suplex. Yeah, that's how.
Here are 10 blank 90-minute high bias audio cassettes, all leading brands. Altogether, the suggested retail price is $440. Here are 10 Prestige 2 90-minute high bias audio cassettes.
Oh, yes.
Only through this TV offer. All of these quality cassettes.
You get those blank cassette tapes, put them in, wait for your favorite songs to come on the radio, press record and play, and that's how we downloaded music and got free music back in the day. We waited for a song to get on the radio, then record it on a blank cassette tape. Man, I wish I had some of the blank cassette tapes I had back in time. Because I don't know if anybody remembers 96 Rock. They would sometimes, like late Sunday nights, they would play like a concert. And a few of those I did record. So I think at this time, if I'm mistaken, at this time they was just call himself the Three Horsemen. Ole ain't came back yet. There's George South, another great enhancement guy. He still wrestles to this day. George South does. And he just missed a drop. That's how you miss a drop kick. Damn it. Just go all out for it. That's a spot. That's a spine buster. So yeah, G Ligon, George South, and the Italian Stallion. And here comes say just ran him into motherfucker.
If you're still posting static images, stop. Because what I'm about to show you turns any image into a video clip using Canva. And the craziest part? Most people don't realize.
Didn't get to see it in there. Son of a gun. Remind me to write that down. His quality wasn't that good. Well, I mean the quality was good, but I hate when a lot of things were skipped. Like the Wahoo match and the ending of that match. Shame, shame, shame. Yeah, I had tons of blank video or blank cassette tapes and lots of songs. Especially from some from Power 99. Yeah, we didn't get serious. We're about out of time. I hope that one the one where Ole came back. That would suck. That would definitely suck. Oh, me. So yeah, I need to put a stamp on that one. Make sure when I'm looking for stuff, don't get anything from that one. Yeah, that was yeah, I remember that. 96, yeah, it was 96 Rocks did that. Yeah, because there are some. Okay, sometimes they'll play concerts, and sometimes they'll play like complete albums and stuff like that. Because if I remember, I don't. Did they play? No, no, never mind. I wound up buying that CD or cassette or both CD and cassette at one time. Um, yeah, I record a hell of concerts. It's like I say, it'll be like late Sunday nights, and sometimes what I mean by late, I think it's like um around midnight, something like that. So I would So I would definitely get some of those and listen to those. Because at the time wasn't prevalent to being able to go to concerts. I was just a young lad, young middle schooler, freshman in high school, from middle school, freshman to high school. So I didn't have no ride and no way of going to concerts. Couldn't, didn't have a job, couldn't afford to go to concerts. But yeah. So yeah, at least we got to see some good stuff. We got to see Wahoo. Well, didn't get to see Wahoo. Got to see Ron Garvin. Got to see Jimmy Garvin, Magnum TA. Got to see a dose of how over he was. Yeah, good times, brother. Good times. Good times. Oh yeah, good times, brother. Good times. Good times, brother. Yeah, I'll iterate again. If you find yourself with nothing to watch, you're on YouTube or whatever, and you come across Jimmy Snuka's shooting review, I recommend not watching it. It's not me kind of poking fun of it is really more entertaining than a Jimmy Snuka shooting review itself. Yeah. Oh yeah. That especially that 84 or 80 84 to 87 88. Hell of a damn roster. Unfortunately, he didn't keep a good eye on his money and how much he was spending and what I mean, what he I mean, it's kind of a double-edged. I don't really want to say. I don't know if double-edged sword is the right thing to say, right phrase to say. But if he didn't try to, go national himself, I mean, here he went national. He had TBS. But as far as just running shows, if he just stayed along the, at least the East Coast, and not trying to go everywhere, and trying to move to Dallas. I mean, you still have world class there, unless he was thinking about purchasing world class, but who knows? But I mean, because I back a long time ago, I did watch the later uh, Florida Championship or Championship Wrestling for Florida, like 87ish, 80, late 86, 87ish, kind of towards the tail end before Lex Luger came to Crockett Promotions, and Jim Crockett owned Championship Wrestling for Florida at the time. If he didn't just keep sending his guys there and guzzling everybody, just kind of kept that. Jim Crockett and Dusty Rhodes made the same mistake Vince did with all the territories. I mean, he had bought Florida. I think he bought Central States, and of course he bought UWF. He could have just kind of kept them running, had a little feeder his own, developmental territory. Kind of keep him fresh with talent. Not saying he would have succeeded. What the inevitable happen like later on if he just kind of kept up what he was, the money he was wasting and and all that. I mean, kudos to Jim Crockett. He takes full blame upon himself. I know people. I mean, even David Crockett blamed Dusty, but who was Dusty's boss? So, and that was how Jim Crockett Jr. seen it. if anybody's going to blame, it's my fault. I'm the one that okayed all this stuff. I forgot which documentary it was. I think Crockett Diaries or something like that. Anyway, but it's kind of, you kind of think about it. I mean, could have kept on going, possibly. I mean, Vince also. He didn't realize it how bad it hurt until after the Attitude Era. Because you got to think, Steve Austin, Undertaker, The Rock, the only territory he really worked was Memphis. Undertaker, both Undertaker and Steve Austin, they worked Texas, Memphis for a little bit. Steve Austin mostly was in Texas. Then they both went to WCW. Then eventually WWF, WWE. But if he didn't just go in to buy everybody's TV, which of course I guess that's what supposedly what happened. He tried to buy everybody out. Now, if he bought everybody out, would he just kept them as a territory, or would he just guzzle up all the stars and let it just, or like he did with ECW, just make it WWE? I mean, hell, when he bought Georgia Championship Wrestling, there was a few studio shows. Have we ever watched? Oh yeah, we did once. Watch this studio show featuring the WWF stars. But in the beginning, and most of the time, I think he just sent down like the just the syndicated stuff, or just tape matches and sent them down, and had Gorilla Monsoon, Freddie Miller. They were in the studio, but like that first one, at Black Saturday, it was just them. Then you had a few kind of come in the studio, do little promos or whatever, but other than that, it was just them in the studio. Then they had Brandon Reed back, and had a few little studio shows. I know around 80, I want to say 87-ish, because this is when Superstars Wrestling was still on. I know they did run a show or two at the Omni. I know in '92 they did as well, because there was a card in the Omni in 1992 that had, I'm not sure if it was the first one or at least one of the first ones, that had Hulk Hogan versus Ric Flair in WWF. So yeah, WWF, if you're, I know you like to run or put out Omni shows on YouTube, that'll be kind of a killer one to watch. The first ever meeting of Hulk Hogan, and or at least one of the first ever meetings of Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair. And I think, yeah, they did at the Omni, because that's what he would do. He would get the stars and basically run their buildings or close to their building. But anyway, gotta figure out what we're gonna watch next week. What'll be something good we can watch next week? So let's see. We did UWF a few weeks ago. Continental, AWA. What else can we watch? Actually, we watched Memphis, the Mid-South, Continental. Hell, we just talked about Florida. I might watch some Florida wrestling. maybe around that time that I was talking about, maybe. But yeah, I mean, you bought the territory, you might as well kept it being a territory. Yeah, watch the first 10 minutes of the snooker. You'll be good. You would have heard everything he had to say. Yes, that is true, and it was good times, brother. Good times, brother. Uh, uh, yeah, a little bit of memories. Yeah, good memories, brother. Good times, brother. Good times. Good times with the Superfly. And that's basically all I remember. I know the guy who did the interview. He when the case with him and that girl started uh, getting revved up again, and that it was actually going to press charges and everything against him. Then he wound up. They said he was mentally unfit. Um, the guy who conducted the interview or put out the interview was on Facebook and said, "Hey, has anybody got a copy?" And or much of anything where we asked him about it. And I commented, I was like, honestly, dude, if you did say anything about it, it probably wasn't much at all. Um, it might be one of those few times he didn't say, "Good times, brother, good times." Oh, he probably said, "Oh, that's sad. Next question, please." But yeah. Anyways, yeah, I might check out some Florida next week. It's been a while since we checked out some Florida. But yes, like I said, highly recommend not watching that. And if I can sit here and tell you that the most entertaining thing about it, if me keep doing this and making fun of Jimmy Snuka is more entertaining than that shooting review, that should be a key word. Don't watch it. But I will highly recommend the Tully Blanchard. I watched that not too long ago, and that was pretty good. I think it's one of the first ones I owned. Jim Cornette's, Bill Watts, Tully Blanchard. Yeah, I think that's uh, definitely one of the first ones I did own on VHS, boys and girls. But anyways, what time it getting to be? Yeah, this one went by very quickly, which is probably kind of a good thing. I ain't had no energy drink, just drunk the beer. See, beer and energy drink really don't mix too well. That gives me a huge headache. But when I had the whiskey with or do the shot of whiskey and just wait a moment, I didn't really chase it. Just wait a moment, let it sink in, let me get the feel of it. But yeah, this good times, brother, good times. Ooh, was this the one I was talking about? Let me. Hmm. I wonder how. Okay, that's not. Oh, well, see, this stuff like that. I feel bad about doing. I mean, I've seen some channels that have like PayPal things and ask for donate. I'm not doing that. I'll definitely. I'll just. I'll wait. If it happens, it happens. If it don't happen, um, I'll wait till that day comes and I do get monetized and get some super chats and all that stuff. Go through that, not go through PayPal. Ask for donations on PayPal. Oh, that's kind of. Oh. I don't know. Yeah, me talking about it right now, this wouldn't feel right by doing it. But anyway, sorry, I'm kind of just had a moment where I was kind of thinking to myself, this knows that the one I got this from had a little thing on this, you know, you can donate to my pen pal or pen pal PayPal to keep my projects going. I don't like it. I mean, if it's not being judgmental for me, okay, for me, I just don't know if I could do that. Somebody would have to convince me that yeah, it wouldn't hurt for you to fucking do that, asshole. You need another desktop. But like I said, I'll just wait till the day comes. Hopefully, it won't be too much longer. I say that now. One time, yeah, we're a couple weeks from that, but of course, I will be doing a prediction show, or it'll be part of a spot show, that weekend. But I wouldn't mind seeing Randy hit, getting one more, two more maybe. If he wins the WrestleMania, I think it'd be. Was Oh, okay. Let me think. Sorry, my eyes are not that good, so I'm having to squint to see what your name is. Mark Kirkland, what's up, man? Appreciate you being a first time viewer. Hopefully, continuing viewer. Personally, I would love to see Randy win that championship. Win a couple more before he hangs it up. It wouldn't fit me none that he wins it at WrestleMania over Cody. But now who's the people he's talking to on the phone? See, that's a big question there. I don't know. I'm kind of. I gotta watch a little more. I think after I do this, I'm gonna watch some SmackDown. But it's gotta be either the Samoans or it was Pat McAfee. Really? I thought it might be like Triple H or somebody in that McMahon clan, like maybe Shane or something like that, or maybe the Samoans. But Pat McAfee? That sounds as bad as the Devil being revealed as what's his face? Adam Cole. Wow. And all this time Pat McAfee said he wasn't coming back, so he kind of swerved everybody, I guess. Huh. Now, of course, there's a lot of things in the Attitude Era that would not fly today. I've always said in the comments in the past, when people talk about, oh, we need to bring back the Attitude Era, we need to bring back the Attitude Era. I'm like, some of you people couldn't even couldn't handle the Territory Era, or even the Rock and Wrestling Era, much less much more the Attitude Era. Because it was a whole lot more than just blood, flipping people off and saying cuss words. It was some envelope pushing storytelling too. Yeah, they might think they want it, but it to me, if you want to go full Attitude Era, then oh, dude. Actually, I was born in Oklahoma, but yeah, back in Georgia, we had this program called Superstars of Wrestling, hosted by Joe Penasino and eventually Joe Penasino and Bonnie Blackstone. And that's how I got to see Mid South UWF. And that was, we talk about plenty of times on here. One of the, it's kind of hard to pinpoint what your favorite promotion was, because it's like, because we got to see Mid South and Mid South / UWF. Got to see Continental, got to see Memphis, got to see World Class, even Puerto Rico, AWA during that program. What was it? I gotta go back. Actually, we did a watch along for Mid South a couple weeks ago. Let me I forgot when it was though. Let me look it up for you. 'Cause that's what I do. Don't play anything. Oops. Newest. So yes, episode 93. That we showed an episode of Mid South Wrestling. This one had the Junkyard Dog and Mr. Olympia tagging up. And the week before that, I believe it was Continental. Last week was AWA. So, yes, I mean, we talk about on this show all the time how, even I mentioned today, is this everything from even the crowd. Because you had that organic, natural crowd response, not the, piped in stuff, not the whatever stupid chant the you deserve it, this is awesome, and all that. That's just You had you had Miss South, JYD, or go dog go, go dog go. Well, I am old. I am I'm about what if, it will feel good to be 30 again, I guess. I don't know. I actually feel pretty good for being my age, but I'm 50. So I've been watching wrestling since late 85, 86. I was about 9, 10 years old, or 9 going on 10. But yeah, yeah, you definitely find the right program. and YouTube is just so great when you want to find old territory stuff. Except for I probably won't share. I'll look again, but there's some few left out the Wahoo match and left out the ending, because sometimes worldwide or the like the worldwide and NWA Pro, there were, especially when you have Ric Flair and all them involved, it would usually end up building up some kind of angle, especially if Ric Flair's involved, because at that time, believe it or not, you didn't see the world champion wrestle on TV a whole lot. Hell, you didn't even see Dusty Rhodes, especially during that time period, 86, 87, 88. You didn't see Dusty wrestle on TV hardly ever. You had to buy. They would cut promos, they would shoot angles. Every now and then they would wrestle on TV, but you would have to literally buy a ticket to see, Dusty versus Ric Flair. Every now and then they'll have like an hour show and do an hour Broadway or something like that. And yeah, because down here is a little different than WWF. Even at that time, we always had the territories, the NWA would always have like a heel champion, and it worked out great because that champion go from one territory to another one, and cheat the win or get disqualified or something like that over the local hero, and it worked better for the champion to be a heel, like Ric Flair, like Harley Race, like even Briscoe. Briscoe will go wrestle a heel, be a heel in other territories except for like Florida, or Mid Atlantic. Well, eventually him and his brother did turn heel in Mid Atlantic, but then you'll have like a short-term champion or short range champion, just kind of keep it interesting. Dusty with his 3 reigns. You had Tommy Rich even hold it for 3 days. Kerry Von Erich, amongst other people. Or you just have that, kind of long withstanding feud, trade-offs with like Briscoes or Jack Briscoe and Dory Funk Jr. and Terry Funk got a reign as well. And yeah, the champion hold on title, and it wouldn't feel boring at that time too, because you didn't see the champion defended on TV constantly. And I think that's what when the whole Roman Reigns and the bloodline was white hot, even though you did see him on TV like every week, he did not wrestle on TV every week. And that's what kind of today's fans did somewhat soured on it, but it did kind of help him not being on TV every week, wrestling every week with the belt and all that. But then again, I don't think that concept would totally work today unless you had territories. And at this day and age, will be very hard to do that. Unless you can have a couple of territories and use YouTube, and just so happen you get white hot and people will, watch it on YouTube every week. But territories be kind of hard to do. Even though it seems like, WWE's trying. They got NXT now. They got the working relationship with TNA as well as Evolve. So we'll see in the future how that works out. But yeah, and like I said, just this week's program that we just watched, the Mid Atlantic Worldwide Wrestling. Again, the crowd was just it was organic, and the wrestling felt just snug. Not really anything. Not anything really formulaic. I knew they had NXT UK, but I don't think that's around anymore. And I think they have this thing called ID where they do work with some indie promotions as well as promotions in other countries. I think that's what it's called. But trying to think. Was it? Can't think about it now. Can't remember now. I think he did get arrested for it finally, but yeah. So yeah, ID. I knew that promotion in California where was it Rampage Jackson's son got into it with a indie guy out there. They were part of that ID program. So I mean that's pretty good for them, but I think it did hurt a lot when Ring of Honor went down. And I'm sorry, the Ring of Honor they got now is not Ring of Honor. It's just people thrown in there to eventually uh, do the honors for the whoever's on Dynamite. But except for Bandito, well he did have to lose to MJF, but he's AEW World Champion. Yeah, I mean, so it when Ring of Honor like got sold by Tony Khan, that really kind of hurt. We're not really felt the sting of that yet, but eventually we will because Tony Khan's not. He's not using like he should. I mean, if it was me, I would have kept it. I would have kept Ring of Honor in the Northeast, keep running those same buildings in the Northeast, and keep that being a feeder system. But since he owns it, it'll be a feeder system just for him now instead of a feeder system to. I mean, there was a really feeder system, but where they get not only trained but just what's the words I'm trying to say? Get their name out there basically. Get a buzz about them. Then they would go to NXT like Adam Cole did and Kevin Steen or Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and all them. Yeah, but like I just don't see it happening. I don't. Has anybody I mean, Bandito, but he's still considered Ring of Honor. He's the last I heard. I think he's still the Ring of Honor champion, but is anybody really down there that's getting who's wrestling Ring of Honor right now is getting a buzz like it used to be? Like the CM Punks, like the Bryan Danielsons, like the Briscoes. Like Adam, I mean, I remember when Adam Cole was getting a buzz. Then he came up, it's like, wow. Or you finally would see Ring of Honor, it's like, oh my gosh, that guy's really short. But I'll say, I've always said this about Adam Cole. If that dude was like 6 feet, 6'1" or something like that, injury, if he didn't get the injuries, he'd probably be main event WrestleMania this year. But yeah, like I said, he might have wanted to be their ring NXT, but something tells me that that's not happening. he has no any rotation. Um, yeah, well, man, a lot of good names came through NXT. But yeah, that group with Adam Cole and the what were they called? I forgot. I mean, Finn Balor did a pretty good job kind of carrying it too. But I think what kind of hurt what hurt NXT was when AEW came in, and this is when Vince still had the office or still was the owner. He put NXT on Wednesday nights to try to compete with Ring of Honor, or not Ring of Honor, but AEW, which AEW at the time had Chris Jericho, Cody Rhodes, John Moxley, who was man, I forgot his name too. Anyway, John Moxley. Everybody know who John Moxley was. Dean Ambrose. He was Dean Ambrose in WWE. Then you had people who had a buzz, like the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, and he still had Dustin Rhodes down there, which I don't think Dustin, wasn't that much thought of at the time. But as far as people going to go, oh, we gotta watch this because Dustin Rhodes on there. But so you had that basically competing with the WWE AAA developmental NXT. Unfortunately, that's not what Vince seen it. This is why I think. This is my opinion. I don't know. This is how it really happened, but I think when AEW, even though they had accomplished stars and people with huge buzz around them, on AEW, kind of beating his at the time big NXT star Adam Cole and stuff like that, and that's when Vince kind of took it over from Triple H, who was doing a good job of running the thing and training the kids, and being a creative officer of that brand, or the figurehead, whatever. I think when that happened, he kind of lost. He thought, since this is our brand, nobody can beat our brand. But I guess he didn't really think about it. It's like, this is our developmental brand, and because Vince, only thing he cares is about his company. He don't care about, he didn't watch everybody else. He doesn't have, just TVs all over his room watching every piece of talent in the indies or internationally, whatever. He just has his own company, and he has other people kind of bring it in. But so that I think that's what kind of hurt Adam Cole too, because Adam Cole was carrying the NXT brand at the time. And like I said, this is my opinion, but once that happened, and Vince is like, well, Adam Cole, he can talk. Let's make him a manager. He can manage Bearcat. God, I can't think of his name either. Keith Lee, that's it. I had to find his name a little bit, but yeah, they want to call Keith Lee Bearcat, and have Adam. The rumor was Adam Cole was going to be a man, be his manager, because Adam Cole, like I said, if Adam Cole was 6 foot, 6'1", 6'2", something like that, he'd be main event right now, because he was very talented in the ring and he can talk. Kind of look a little too much like Shawn Michaels, but sometimes and if you see his ring style, you kind of see how much Shawn Michaels influenced him, even when he was in Ring of Honor. But he had his own stuff. But so that's when they had that rebranding of NXT for a little bit, until Vince got his little problems surfaced up. So I think that's when Triple H brought in Shawn Michaels and kind of get things back. I think NXT is back on track now, but they don't have. I mean, if your ears are really glued to the indie circuit, there's really not. I can't really name somebody who's got that certain buzz about them. I mean, there's one kid in Georgia's got a lot of buzz on them, but I don't know if they'd ever use them. Yeah, I mean, but I mean, like I said, I mean, the guy wanted to wrestle, not be a manager. So I get why he wanted to go to AEW. Unfortunately, like a few other people, I mean, I mean, Kyle O'Reilly is like one of my favorites as well. Just to watch in the ring. I mean, I never would think, Kyle O'Reilly would have been a main event WrestleMania or not even main event, uh, a SummerSlam or anything like that. Just, just a solid wrestler in the ring that I always like to watch. Yeah, that was pretty good. But Kyle O'Reilly, he went to AEW as well, got hurt. Now he's not. He's still having pretty solid matches, but not the same. Looks like Adam Cole. He's done for. Which hopefully they can bring him back as a commentator or something like that. I think, like I said, the guy can talk. I know that's not probably what he wanted to do, but maybe they can like teach him to be a play-by-play guy. And God, I'm not a fan of Excalibur whatsoever. I don't know what it is. This not a fan of his whatsoever. I think it's like day one when I turned it on there because I mean I did watch Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. Joe watched plenty of. I borrowed and watched most of his Pro Wrestling Guerrilla stuff, tapes and stuff, or DVDs, and watched stuff on YouTube. And I know who Excalibur was. Didn't think much of him then. Then when I seen him as a commentator with a mask on, I'm like, and again, this is my opinion. It wasn't like Excalibur was Rey Mysterio or any other masked wrestler that probably retired with a mask on and became a commentator. Nobody, Rey Mysterio is known, or back in my day, a Wrestling 2 or the Bullet or something like that became a commentator. Even wore the mask. If they wore the mask being a commentator, hey, that was them. They, they were established in a mask. Excalibur, only the people who knew Excalibur, like I said, is probably people who went to indie shows on the West Coast, and the few people who watched Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, and that was a minute percentage of fans. So that the whole him coming in with a mask thing kind of threw me off. And I try to listen to him, and it's like this guy's just annoying. Yeah, I mean, like I said, he has no need to wear one. Nobody outside the West Coast or Pro Wrestling Guerrilla has a clue what an Excalibur was. This looks like a goof in a mask. And like I said, if it was like a Rey Mysterio who said, okay, I'm retired now, but I'm going to be a commentator, everybody knows who Rey Mysterio Jr. is, and some of us know what he looks like underneath the mask because he got unmasked in WCW. But, and that's the problem too. There's not enough, masked American wrestlers that are not luchadors or pretend to be luchadors. Or say like if um say if Sami Zayn decided, well, I don't know, if Sami Zayn did the El Generico, even in WWE, because if he was El Generico in WWE, he would have been established, and if he retired and kept the mask on, be a commentator, that'd be one thing. He'd be established. Excalibur, nobody outside in that area knew who the hell he was. Or maybe he did take it off, and the people at TBS was like, or the people at Warner Brothers and TBS, like, you know what, put the mask back on. That could have been what happened, but I don't know. Yeah, I grew up in the good old days of the Assassins and the Grapplers, Mr. Wrestling 1 and 2, the Bullet, the Spoiler. The Spoiler was freaking awesome. I mean, I think Spoiler's prime was a little bit before I started watching wrestling, but like watching old tapes of the Spoiler or watching old videos that you can see on YouTube of the Spoiler, dude was so freaking good. Masked Superstar who became Demolition Axe. Well, I mean, it's all about trademark, I guess, and stuff like that. Oh yeah, that would have been pretty good. Now they got the El Grande gimmicks going and bringing El Generico. They should try that. I think the original idea that was supposed to have the OG El Grande Americano against the other Kaiser, Chad Gable versus Ludwig Kaiser. And it's going. I think they was going to do that in Master vs. Master WrestleMania, but I think they're going to save that for a AAA show now, which it makes more sense really if they did that AAA show, since they're both luchadors. Yeah. So maybe after that, whoever wins that, then maybe some can happen one day. Since they again, I think they own AAA now, so maybe I can see Triple H going up to Sami Zayn. That's one of his boys, and say, hey, we really don't have nothing for you. Would you want to go back under the mask, wrestle in Mexico as El Generico? I'm pretty sure he'll do it. I think that actually would be interesting. So yeah, if you're listening to this, if you this rundown of ideas for Sami Zayn, pitch out it to him. Say, hey, you want to, since you're feeding the homeless and feeding the starving children of Mexico, you want to put the mask on and wrestle for AAA for a while? Oh yeah, I think they would. I think that would be pretty freaking cool. Yeah. I mean, now I like Dominique, but I think it's time for him to kind of lose that championship. Not not a huge fan of them kind of going in and uh the WWE started Dominic Mysterio going over there and winning their champion, which it was pretty cool. In one way, it's pretty cool. Other hand, it's like, okay, now build up somebody to kind of take it off of them. Which I don't watch that much AAA. I don't know what they're. Which I think Undertaker does a lot of their creative stuff. See, that would be different. See, Triple H might ask Undertaker go up to Sami Zayn going, get that mask, come down to Mexico. You're El Generico now. Nah, I'm pretty sure Taker would ask nicely. He seems like a swell guy. From his podcast anyway. But yeah, cheap plug here. You know, if you want to be a subscriber and all that, I do talk about more current stuff on the Thursday night Spot Show live stream. On Thursday nights, 8 o'clock. Here we kind of, on Friday nights, we kind of keep it to the classic stuff. And next week, going to check out some Florida, see if I can find some Florida somewhere. See, that's the one promotion we didn't get on Superstars Wrestling was Championship Wrestling from Florida. That was one of those you just had to read the news in the magazines. And that's okay. Yes, I do gotta do that. That's another thing I gotta do this weekend too. I gotta watch WrestleMania 4. I gotta do a video on WrestleMania 4 since WrestleMania is what, a couple weeks away. Yep. Next week will be the 11th, and the 18th is on the following Saturday. Which next week will be a good time because I don't think I have anywhere to be, nowhere to go. That will be a relaxing weekend, hopefully, for me. Oh, nice. Yeah, see, I was born in Oklahoma, but everybody in my family was from Georgia, and I couldn't tell you two things about Oklahoma because I was a baby, I was born, then we came here, basically. I think I might have been like 3 or 4, so I couldn't tell you. But yes, I mean, since you after this, of course, check out Bill Watts shooting interview. You can find that on YouTube. Very cool stuff. Very cool stories. So whereabouts in Oklahoma do you live? Excuse me. See, that's what I should start doing. Cover the label of anything I drink. Since none of them sponsor my show. And see, I've heard that too. It's like you really don't want sponsors because you get sponsors. They kind of want to tell you what to do. Unless you're kind of done established, then you can kind of say, "This is what I do." So okay, Tulsa. We lived in a town called Broken Arrow, which I think is a suburb of Tulsa or something like that. Yeah, the only places I've been in Florida is Orlando, Jacksonville, and Pensacola. That's the only places I've been to in Florida. Now I've been 30 minutes north of Tallahassee, Florida, but not in Tallahassee. I was recently in Bainbridge, Georgia, which is, like I said, 30 minutes north of Tallahassee. Cool. Cool. Well, I hope you do come back. Like I said, the got a Thursday live stream where I talk about current stuff. Starts at 8 o'clock, and Fridays Wrestling Goal 8 o'clock as well. So please, subscribe. Check out my other videos. Don't forget the notification bell. I guess that notification bell is important. I always forget it. Constantly forget it. Heck, I sort of forget to tell people to do the like, share, subscribe thing. I record like a whole other video so it could do it for me. So that way I ain't gotta keep doing it. But yeah, guys, I think I'm gonna call it a night. Gonna have a busy day tomorrow. Plus, I ain't had a chance to eat no dinner yet, of course. So gonna be shutting it down for the night and eat some dinner and going to bed in my own bed. No hotel beds for me tonight. Home sweet home. But anyway, appreciate everybody who did tune in. Appreciate everybody who joined me in the chat. Again, like I said, if you didn't watch this live, check it out on the replay. I don't know what they call it. Not replay. It stays on YouTube. If you don't watch it live, you can watch it anytime you want. Again, shoot me with some comments and all that good stuff. Other than that, you folks have a good one. Take it easy. And until next time.
So long from the peach state of Georgia.
Ronald Ray here saying thank you for checking out my video. If you don't mind, go ahead and click that thumbs up button, leave a comment, and share this video with family and friends. I would also appreciate it if you would subscribe to RP2 Vision, where I cover the sport of professional wrestling from yesterday to today. Now don't forget to click the notification bell as well, so you'll be notified when my other weekly content is available, like Wrestling Trivia Tuesday, WWE Raw Recap, and AEW Dynamite Recap. I also have 2 live streams. Every Thursday at 8 p.m., it's Spot Show Live Stream, where I discuss the latest news in professional wrestling. And on Friday nights at 8 o'clock p.m., it's Wrestling Gold Friday Night, where I discuss the good old days of professional wrestling. When wrestling was wrestling, wrestling was real because it's still real to us. Folks, have a good one and take it easy.